Hello. So right now we're trying to solve the issue with the 15 value, which should be replaced by FizzBuzz, but in the current state of our workshop it gets replaced to Fizz, and then passed along to this guy who does nothing with it anymore. So we need some way to keep the value that it was originally, and then make it both be replaced by Fizz and by Buzz. So instead of passing nodes, I think what we should do is use the blackboard and put these guys in some kind of room with a blackboard where we write the number that this guy counted on the blackboard, and then they each check. So if it's divisible by 4, it will both end up in the box and then be sent to the scribe, which is, I think, the way to solve this. So let's start by rearranging the workshop a bit. Get rid of this line, and we'll also get rid of this line for now and just move this guy here with his box, and that guy is already pretty low, so we'll just keep him where he is, and this box will indeed go there. So what happens now? Well, we need the blackboard, so let's create one. We have a blackboard, and as we know from the workshop layout, every blackboard also has a blackboard master guy who just writes stuff on the blackboard. So this is the blackboard guy, and his job will be to take the number that comes in and write it on the blackboard. So let's make a note, write the number on the board. That's your job, that's all you're supposed to do, and that's why you're in my workshop. Welcome. So, blackboard guy, he writes the number. Now, we don't want to pass the note anymore, we just want this guy to look at the board, and this line will get confusing, so I'll just redraw it a bit, and this guy will also look at the board. Let's type it, look at board, and you two look at the board. To make it a bit more clear, we'll make everything that has to do with the board, make it purple, so it doesn't bother me as much, and I know it's a separate thing. Okay, so he looks at the board, and then he checks if it's divisible by 3, and then puts it in the box, and the box moves to that guy, who also checks the blackboard and puts something in the box. So we'll just redraw the box a little bit and make it clear that everybody's working with it. We'll make it a bit wider and people just throw stuff in the box. Hooray! And then we probably need some guy to pass the box on to the next room. Just rearranging my notes a little bit. And then this box with all the contents goes to Mr. Scribe guy. And I think since we said this was a room, let's also draw the room. I accidentally took the wrong one. I need a rectangular thingy. I'll just draw it. Okay. So the things will not be perfectly within the room, but at this point I don't care. I'm just trying to solve the problem and not focus too much on the layout. Okay, and then this is the box. Go there. Yes, and you should be in the back. You should stay in the back. So I think this will at least get us FizzBuzz to the scribe for number 15. So let's check. This one goes in, he writes it to the back queue, and then further to the back queue. Okay, so he writes it on the board. This guy looks at the board, he knows it's divisible by 3, so he puts the note Fizz in the box. This guy divides by 5, and he puts the note Buzz in the box. And then the box gets passed on. So at least we have FizzBuzz in here. And we could run the test again, but right now I already see that there will be a problem. So let's assume that all the stuff is still here, and FizzBuzz is also in the box. And what we will get then is, instead of FizzBuzz, we'll get Fizz and then Buzz, which is still wrong. We need it in one thing. So how are we going to solve that? Well, let's make it that this guy gets the numbers one at a time, and then they put it in the box, and then we need some guy here to paste them together, right? So because we have 15 on the board, and we have Fizz in the box, and we also have Buzz in the board. And before it gets sent to the big box that we pass along to the scribe, which is the collector's box, we need some guy here to write what's already there together and then put it in the pass on box. So we'll call this guy the compressor, and what he does is takes everything that's in the working box. Let's call this the working box, which has Fizz and which has Buzz. So take what's in working box and mash it together. And then, because I'm a bit detail focused, I'll need to redraw my lines to make myself feel good. So I think this will solve the problem, and I'm gonna pause the video for a sec, have a drink, and then we'll continue.